Hey guys, how are you? Just had a lovely little breakfast here in Portugal. Um, Wanted to just talk to you a little bit about lifestyle and choices for your existence and your trading lifestyle. I am on a road, so I'm going to put my face a little bit close because I haven't got the mic on me, and it is a little windy as well. One of the things I most want for people that are following the channel, and certainly for my premium clients, is the ability to have an existence where you can do all the things you want to do. In other words, all the things that'll allow you to be what I call a sovereign man. For example, a couple of points about Portugal that you might want to consider. If you are an EU citizen and you come to Portugal, all your income, assuming that income is taxed at source elsewhere, will be for 10 years entirely tax-free in Portugal. Now, someone who probably doesn't need a great deal many years of any form of work, 10 years is plenty, and there's plenty of time to make other plans as and when, if that's not renewed. So, were you to have an offshore company and have a business in a bag, which you can run on a laptop, which I think everyone should be aspiring to develop, such as trading, hint, crypto investing, any of the above, you could essentially draw your dividends down, live here in Portugal. You could get 25% lower cost of living than in the UK. You'd get 330 days sunshine a year. You could get folks that are English friendly. There's good proliferation of English, slightly less, I suppose, quite friendly and positively disposed to England, maybe more so than in Spain as an example, and certainly more so than in France. And you would have the benefit of probably cheaper housing, although it's not to say it's cheap. You would have less busy roads. You could rent, and providing you are 183 days a year here, which is 50% of a working year, you would be deemed resident here. So any income you earned offshore, even if it's in a trust, for example, in an offshore company in Malta or somewhere else where there's a recognized EU contract, double treaty, any dividends that get paid out are entirely yours. That's quite nice. Good healthcare to typical Western European standard, good hospitals, and very pleasant. Now it's just something for you to think about as you're developing maybe your crypto trading or your FX trading. Where do I want to live? Now, you could be 183 days here in Portugal, which will be awesome for the in-between seasons and a little bit of summer. If you're not someone who likes the cold, you could be out the country. You could be in the southern hemisphere for 3 months of the year on an Airbnb and travel. Now, I understand if you've got young kids, that's not really looking like it's feasible for you. But if your kids are getting a bit older, or you haven't had kids yet, and you're not in planning to, it's quite a flexible and awesome lifestyle. You can be in other countries, visit the US. I like going to the southern hemisphere in summer. I want as many summers as I can get. It's one of my favorite seasons. That doesn't mean I don't value a winter. I just don't want grey days. I don't want cold, wet and wind all together. It just doesn't work for me mentally. So design the lifestyle that works for you. I certainly don't expect my template to work necessarily for you. I grew up in a sunny climate, so I like sunshine. I like outdoor activities a lot, but there's great internet here, there's great internet speeds. I would certainly say no worse than the UK. So if I've got Virgin Media's fastest at about 300 meg. I'm going to upload this YouTube clip on 4G here to YouTube, and you'll be watching it. So it's time to start thinking about, how many summers do you want? If summers are things that are important to you, or springs. I like the springs that go with summer. I like the falls, and I like champagne winters if they're balmy and not too grey. I don't mind a nice crisp snow and beautiful, gorgeous sunlight like you might get in the run into winters. Just design and think about how you want to live. And my argument to you is the business in the bag is the management of your own wealth and the arbitrage of different legal systems, different tax systems to ensure that you live the most efficient way. And the one thing that comes out of Tony Robbins's money, the book on money, is excessively paying tax and the compound, the inverted compounding effect that has on your income strips you of the future income flows you would have got on that money invested in the crypto market, invested in your share portfolio, invested in your trading account, on your FX, etc., is unbelievable. The amount that the compounding effects over 10 years, over 15 years. You need to be efficient. You need to be able to hang on to your own money. Defund these governments that wage wars, false flag attacks, create phony narratives. Look after yourself and your family by ensuring you do within the confines of law, but don't be afraid to make a change. If you are pay as you earn, working a job and entirely tied to one country, you are paying more tax than you need to, and it is utterly destructive for your wealth building. Utterly destructive for your wealth building. Hear me now. This is the key message of this video, if there's anyone. If you are a pay as you earn employee, you are nationally resident in one country and everything is one country and your passport is that country and everything, you are paying substantially more tax than you need to. As you develop a business in a bag, and I'm talking about a laptop bag rather than hauling contraband across boundaries, a business in a bag, you suddenly open up possibilities to accelerate the rate at which you build your wealth. And if you can add a nice productive trading regime or investment regime to that, and I say this as I've been a large chunk of my crypto portfolio has been in BCC and BCH, and I've had the time, because I'm on holiday, I'm relaxing at the same time as doing some servicing and still going to do a webinar for clients coming up this Tuesday. I can still work, but I'm enjoying myself and I'm also capturing all the big moves. It's almost a 3x now on BCC stroke BCH, that's Bitcoin Cash, and it makes, we had all-time highs on cryptos and many of the guys that are involved are. How are you doing while you're toiling for that company, working your job for one company, in one town, in one country, with one passport? How are you doing on your investing? Is it getting the time it needs? And are you getting the efficiency you deserve for your hard-earned, or are you paying too much tax to governments that want to wage wars, create misinformation and censor the internet? Think about who you want to be supporting. Support your family, support yourself. Start with the core. Charity begins at home. And let's see if this message strikes home. And if you want to find out more about developing your crypto wealth, your trading wealth, and how you too can have a traveling existence in awesome countries that give you real opportunities to have low costs of living with low tax burdens, get in touch on themarketsniper.com/contact us. themarketsniper.com/contact us and book in for a chat. I'll be taking calls Sunday and next week Thursday. Enjoy yourselves.